This is income distribution. When we study GDP and per capita GDP, we said that we divide total value of output, the value of total output divided by the population. However, not everyone gets equal amount as the others. So the income distribution, the total production is not distributed equally among people. There is income inequality. Income inequality. In every nation, there is no ideal nation. However, there are countries that are closer to the ideal position than others, or the ideal condition more than others. How do we determine the income inequality or the income distribution? We use something known as the Lorenz curve. Okay, I need your attention here to understand. Now imagine you are 20 people. This is all of the economy. And I divide those 20 people into 5 groups. 5 groups. Group 1, Group 2, Group 3, Group 4, and Group 5. This is the whole economy divided into 5 groups. What happens if the income of the whole economy is 100? If we want an equal income distribution, we will divide the 20 over the 5 groups. Each group gets 20 divided by 5, 100 divided by 5 is 20. 20, 20, 20, and 20. Okay, this is called the ideal. Whereas in reality, sometimes this group gets only 3 and the next gets 7. The third gets 10. Together, the 3 first groups are getting only 20. Here they get, let's say, 30, which becomes 50 and 50. So is this an equal distribution? No, this is income inequality. How is it represented on the Lorenz curve? The Lorenz curve uses cumulative values of population and cumulative values of income. On the x-axis, cumulative percentage of population. And on the y-axis, cumulative percentage of income. To have an equal 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. If we want to distribute income equally, the 20% of the population will get 20% of the income. 40% of the population will get 40% of the income. 60% of the population will get 60% of the income. 80% will get 80% and 100, which is going to be a straight line passing through the origin, creating a 45 degrees with the x-axis and 45 degrees with the y-axis. So this is the ideal income distribution. However, what exists in reality does not look like that. We can find different Lorenz curves. For example, this is one curve. Okay, this is one curve. Another would be this. Now, the saggier, the more sagging, like it is sagging like the saggy pants you wear, the saggier the curve is, the more there is inequality in the income distribution. The closer it is to the ideal or the model, the better is the income distribution. How do we read these graphs? The first one, the blue one. Now, the 20%, the first 20% of population, they receive what is almost less than half the 20, which is, let's say, 9% of the income. The next 20% will receive this difference, which is, let's say, it's, let's say here 8 and here 17. Yes, 9% of the population, the income, and so on and so forth. So what you need to know about the Lorenz curve, and probably you will have many questions during the Zoom meeting to ask about this, but what you need to know is that the straight line is the ideal. Number 2, the saggier the curve is, the Lorenz curve of the country, the more inequality in income distribution. The closer it is to the ideal, the better. Number 3, if I want to determine how much of the income does each section, does each 20% receive, I have to subtract the corresponding values on the y-axis. That is, if I want to know how much does this 20% receive, I have to subtract how much the 40 get and how much the 60 get minus how much the 40. Okay, to determine, because this is cumulative and cumulative. So to determine how much does each 20% of the population get, subtract what the corresponding y-axis shows minus the previous y-axis value of the previous 20%. That's it. Thank you. Bye-bye.